Hello, everybody, and welcome to Enjoy English. I am your host, Shane.
大家好，我是 Bernice.
All right, so today we are looking at something about technology. Ooh, I like technology. Everybody loves technology, right? The title of today's article is Disney Makes the Impossible Possible.
Oh, great.
So it's not really impossible if it's possible. So actually, this is a weird sentence, but you can talk like this in English. Just 要强调, emphasize that it was such a difficult thing. Most people thought this will be impossible, but it turns out it is possible.
没错。
So the subtitle is How Technology Brought an Animated Character to Life.
火起来了。
Yeah, cool.
对，所以我们今天的科技新知呢，讲的就是迪士尼是怎么样让不可能的事情变成可能呢？好，就像我们讲的，我们知道这个现在的 technology 的实在是 super powerful， 实在是太可怕了。
Disney 就是 magic 啊。
对呀，它本身就是一个 magic， 所以呢，他今天讲的这个是说让大家都知道、很认识的一个这个迪士尼的人物，叫做 Olaf 雪宝，怎么样火起来呢？也就是科技怎么样把animated， 所谓的 animated 原本就是指动画制作的，但它另外形容词的意思也有指栩栩如生的。如何让这种栩栩如生的这个角色呢？好，能够这个真的变成动画角色变成栩栩如生，这就是我们今天要讲的一个主题咯。
Just like a human. Cool. All right, let's get into it.
All right.
Disney makes the impossible possible. Disney theme parks are famous for making magic a reality. Recently, Walt Disney Imagineering introduced a new robotic version of Olaf, the cute snowman from the popular Disney movie Frozen. This advanced robot can walk, talk, and vividly express emotions, just like the character does in the films. He is scheduled to appear soon at Disney theme parks in Hong Kong and Paris. Creating a robot that moves like an animated character is no easy task because cartoon figures often move in ways that do not match real-world movement. To address this challenge, the engineers used a technique called reinforcement learning. This AI-based approach allows robots to learn motion through constant practice, much like how babies learn to walk. With this method, the team was able to teach the robot smooth and natural movements in months instead of years. The robotic Olaf looks remarkably realistic. His body shimmers like real snow, and his carrot nose and twig-like arms are removable. He can also move his eyes and mouth to show emotions. Visitors can interact with him and even engage him in conversation. Disney's goal is to make the technology invisible, so visitors experience only the magic and joy of meeting their favorite snowman.
So, Bernice, have you seen Frozen? Okay, well, of course. Okay, how many times have you seen Frozen?
At least 5 times,
At
I
least
think.
5?
Yeah, because I want to learn the song.
So
let it go, let it go.
So you watch this by yourself, just as an adult with other adults, or
with my family,
with kids as well? Then okay, then that makes sense. If you're just as an adult watching it 5 times,
it's okay.
I guess maybe in Asian countries, but I think in Western country, adults don't really watch a lot of Disney movies by themselves.
Asian.
But okay, it's just cultural differences. We need to learn to accept that. Let's get into the article.
Okay.
Disney theme parks are famous for making magic a reality. That is true. I mean, one reason why we love theme parks so much, especially like Disneyland, is because they're so magical. They feel like they make these things it makes like stuff come to life. And of course, they're just fun, they're entertaining, and it just makes you feel like a little kid inside when you go. You're so excited and so happy.
对啦，所以呢，这边讲的就是迪士尼主题乐园啦。所有的人，不管只要是去美国，一定就是想说啊，我要去 Disney 啊，或者是去日本啊，我要去 Disney。每个人都会有这样的一个想法，就是因为迪士尼乐园有这样的一个很神奇的力量，它可以把这种魔法。对不对？它be famous for 就是 be well known for 以什么出名的？它使得这些魔法变成 reality， 变成现实了。
Pretty cool. Okay. Recently, Walt Disney Imagineering introduced a new robotic version of Olaf, the cute snowman from the popular Disney movie Frozen.
Yeah, do you want to build a snowman?
Yeah, I don't think I can really sing the song, but
Yeah.
I could hum it when it's playing.
Oh.
Yes, that's it. Yeah, they call this Imagineering. This is specifically a Disney term. It's not something we really use in everyday English. So you see this word Imagineering, it's with a capital I. The I is big. So you know it's part of Walt Disney Imagineering. It's like engineering and imagine had a baby. And this baby is called Imagineering.
OK,
Yes.
baby word. 好的，所以这个 baby word 呢，其实讲的就是华特迪士尼的幻想工程啦。就像我们刚才 Shane 老师解释，这个字平常我们不会把它特别放在句子里面使用，这专门就是给 Walt Disney 来使用的啊。所以呢，这个华特迪士尼呢幻想工程，他们最近 他们推出了这样的一个新型的全新机器人，所以这边 robotic 是用形容词形容后面的 version， 就是这个版本。这个版本呢，就是大家最喜欢的这一个 Frozen 里面的其中一个卡通人物叫雪宝，对，中文翻雪宝了哈。那它是一个非常这个广受到这个大家喜爱的迪士尼电影里面《冰雪奇缘》的可爱雪人。
We love him. We love him. This advanced robot can walk, talk, and vividly express emotions, just like the character does in the films. So, I mean, that's really what we're trying to work towards in robotics, especially when we're trying to make 人物
对
or like humans. We want it to look more human-like. That is one big challenge. So that they're being able to make this so advanced that it can actually walk and talk and express emotions like a human. That is pretty amazing.
这是真的，所以这边讲的这边就是讲的把魔法这个变成现实了啊。所以他这边讲的 advanced， 这边就是 high tech 的那个意思，这种高科技的这样的一种所谓的机器人呢，它可以做哪些动作呢？就跟我们一般想象机器人可以做的事情一样，它可以走路，它可以讲话，甚至 vividly 就是 lively。
Yeah, so something is very vivid. It's like very extreme, and that could be like an extreme emotion. It could be an extreme color. Like you said, this color is very vivid. It just means it's you can see it so clearly because it's just boom.
OK， 好，就像在你眼睛里面，对
I'm speaking right now very vividly.
OK， 好，你可以看到这个Shane老师动作有点夸张，有没有一点 dramatically？
I missed you guys, yeah.
就是那种感觉。好的，所以他这边的 vividly 就是说，哇，简直好像就在你眼前这样活过来的感觉啊，栩栩如生的这个感觉，因为它可以表达他的情绪。就像是呢，你可以在这个所谓的一些 character， 在这个电影里面所做的角色，它不是只有在电影里面看得到，它实际上就搬到你的面前，让你看见
right in front of you.
没错。
Woo! He is scheduled to appear soon at Disney theme parks in Hong Kong and Paris.
OK, not in America.
Yeah, well, I'm curious though. Does that mean that he's not going to be in America, or maybe it means he's already in America?
Okay.
And then now he's also going to be scheduled to appear in Hong Kong and Paris. I'm not sure. The article is not super clear on that point, but we do know at least two places if you want to go and see him. And Taiwan's pretty close to Hong Kong.
没错。
So that would be pretty awesome. So he is scheduled to appear soon. To be scheduled to do something just means that there is a time and a date already set that something is going to happen. That is, to schedule is to set a time or a date.
没错，所以刚刚老师解释的 be scheduled to do something 就是你那个 schedule 当名词，我们都知道就是你的时间表。所以呢，你已经把你的时间啦、你的日期啦都已经设定好了，在未来，通常就是我们讲在未来这样的一个时间表，你设定好了要去做这件事情。所以他这边讲说呢。他呢预计很快就会怎么样？因为已经设定好了，很快呢就会 appear soon， 很快的就会出现啦。尤其呢是在香港跟巴黎这两边的这个迪士尼主题乐园。
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool to go to Paris Disneyland.
Okay.
Because you're in Paris. Paris already sounds so romantic.
Yes.
And then the magic of Disneyland
Romantic
inside this
Disney.
magical Paris, the two together sound like it would be a good combination. Okay, let's take a short break and we'll be right back.
Okay.
I am so jealous. You know why?
Why?
Because my best friend is going to Disney World this week.
Oh, great.
He's going this week with his family to Disney World. How many days? Not one day.
Of course, not one day.
5 days.
Wow.
And they're staying in a Disneyland resort.
My gosh.
So Disneyland hotels. Oh. And they're just going to be Disney, surrounded by Disney everywhere for 5 days.
Wow.
And you know, Disney World doesn't only have like the Magic Kingdom. It's got like Epcot Center. It's got like 5 amusement parks there. It's in Orlando, Florida, in the United States.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if the Olaf is going to be there. I'm going to have to ask him. All right, let's continue the article.
All right.
Creating a robot that moves like an animated character is no easy task because cartoon figures often move in ways that do not match real-world movements.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So if they don't match real-world movements, it means that they're not like real-world movement. We have this kind of movement here and this kind of movement here. Wait, I can't make my hands do different things. They don't match, right? If you want them to match, you can go like this. Hello. Now we match. Right. So it means to be the same.
Yeah, 没错。所以呢，这个句子一开头的这个主词非常的长啦，哈，它的主词就是 creating a robot that moves like an animated character， 这整个是你的主词。他说呢，如果你想要打造一台呢，可以像动画角色一样这样子的一种机器人，这件事情当然是不是容易的一件事情啦。因为怎么样呢？就是在卡通里面的这些人物呢，哈，这样的一些所谓的人物的动作。尤其是他们的动作，他说他们的动作呢，就是跟我们现在世界里面的动作不是这么样的 match， 就是不是这么样的符合。也就是说呢，就像刚才轩老师讲的，你这样子动，跟你怎么样动，他可能在那个电影里面或动画里面，他没有办法跟你完全一样的这种。没有办法那么 natural， 没有办法那么自然。
Like not as smooth, not as
对
yeah, natural's the best.
不是那么顺畅啊，或者不是那么样自然啊，对不对？所以呢，确实要这样子去打造这样的一个机器人，要真的像真人一样，确实不是那么容易。
Right. So, continuing, to address this challenge, the engineers used a technique called reinforcement learning.
Okay.
All right, so a technique is just kind of like a way of doing something, kind of like a method of doing something,
Yeah.
a technique.
没错，所以老师刚才解释的 technique， 我们知道就是一种技巧、一种技术，所以就像刚才Shane老师讲，它就是一种 method， 就是一个很特殊的一个方式就对了。好，所以他就说了，为了要因应这样的一种这个挑战，我们知道这边的 address 就是指你要去 solve the problem， 你要去 deal with the challenge， 你要怎么样的去这样子做这样的一个挑战，应对它呢？所以工程师们呢就做了一些这个变化。他怎么样的做呢？他就说他用了一种这个技术，这个技术呢我们叫做强化学习的一个技术。所以你看到 reinforcement， 对
reinforcement，
对。 所以 re 就是有 again 一直不断的意思。
Right. So it kind of keeps teaching itself
对。
and reinforces this learning and it becomes smarter and smarter. That's the idea. Or it becomes more and more lifelike because
Yes.
it's a robot, right?
Yeah.
So you want it to be more lifelike, not 卡卡的 like
对，
a robot.
要真的像
Not
真人
like
那样的。
this, I am a robot. Yeah, you want it to be very smooth and,
对
and natural like we are, humans, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so this AI-based approach allows robots to learn motion through constant practice, much like how babies learn to walk, right? Babies don't just know how to walk. They have to practice. And at the beginning, they're falling all over the place. They don't look natural. Humans don't really laugh at them because we know babies aren't going to be natural anyway, but it is pretty silly to watch a baby try to walk, right? So when it's a robot and we're used to seeing it already animated and being very smooth in the cartoons, if you see Olaf now and now he's like, it's not going to look very natural, right?
对，所以它这个句子就在解释所谓的强化学习到底是怎么样子。他说，其实呢，它就是一种利用人工智慧的这样的一个方式，它可以让 allow somebody to do something， 它可以让这些机器人呢可以去学习我们的这些动作。怎么样学习呢 ？Through 就是 by， 借由什么样的方式呢 ？Constant 就是一直持续不断的 ，OK， 的 practice， 也就是你要 practicing many times。就像刚才讲的，像 baby 啊，很像，非常的像小 baby 要学习如何走路，他一开始也不知道怎么走，所以爸爸妈妈可能会先爬在地上，然后那就跟他讲哦，怎么样把手拉起来，然后怎么样再站起来呀，然后你可能会摔倒或怎么样，就是透过这样子不断的这个练习之后，他慢慢的就知道什么叫做 walk。
Right, exactly. Okay, with this method, the team was able to teach the robot smooth and natural movements in months instead of years.
Oh, great.
So this is the beauty of AI, right?
Yes.
Artificial intelligence. AI is changing the way everything is happening and things happen much more quickly because of AI.
对，真的是 super quickly 了。
Super fast.
对，就像谢老师刚才才说，他超级爱 AI 的这样子。
Yeah, before we started filming, I was just talking like
对呀。
to Bernice about I'm in love with AI and like some of the AI assistants that really can help you with things and you can ask questions and you can learn. I'm trying to improve my Chinese now just by using my AI, not an app, just my regular AI. I said, I want to learn some more Chinese, and I'm very specific about what I want to learn.
Yeah, right.
So a book, you don't have a choice. What's in the book is in the book. You can't make it specialized for you. But with AI, you can say, well, actually, I'd like to learn more about ziyuan, etymology, right? I want to know more about the root of a word or something. So can you explain what's the root of this word? And then it will do it. And then you're like, oh, I'm really starting to understand Chinese better. AI.
好，所以轩老师的意思就是说呢，用 AI 非常的节省时间，而且可以帮你解决非常多的问题，只要你的指令是给的是对的。
right,
对，你要下正确的指令，其实它就会给你一些你觉得还不错的一些答案出现了。所以这边就是讲到说，因为有了这样的一个方式呢，所以呢，他们整个团队呢就能够去教导这一个机器人，而且怎么样的教导呢？就教导他一些更加的顺畅，而且更加自然的一些动作，而且只需要几个月的时间，就不需要那么多年了。我说你想想看，你训练一个动物可能都要很多年。你有 AI 几个月就解决了。
Yeah, you have to teach a human. It takes their whole lifetime.
Yeah.
And sometimes you never learn. Like I've been learning Chinese for like 20 years. Is it perfect? Is it even advanced? No.
Okay.
You know, because I'm just a stupid human. If I were AI, I could speak every language.
OK， 这倒是真的。
I want to be AI. That's
Okay.
my I hope my wife can give me this gift for Christmas or Santa Claus. Sorry, not my wife. I believe in Santa Claus. Magic. Okay, let's take a break.
All right.
Okay, so I feel so energetic today.
啊，今天轩老师非常的有活力，
Yeah,
充满了活力。
be careful when you say, I feel very high. In English, I know in Chinese you say 很 high, means you have a lot of energy and stuff like that. But you have to be careful because when you say in English, I'm feeling really high, that could mean that you've been doing drugs.
你可能吸毒。
Yeah. So be careful about this word high in English.
对，
You know?
所以
So
在美国不要随便用这个字。
I almost said I'm feeling very high because I'm used to speaking in Chinese, English, Chinglish.
Yeah, right.
Right? But anyway, so I am so energetic. I don't know why. Let's continue. The robotic Olaf looks remarkably realistic. Remarkably realistic. That just means you see him realistic and you want to make a remark. Wow, he is so realistic. Yes.
就好像 Olaf 就站在你的面前，哇，这真的就是 Olaf 这个
That's
站在那边，
crazy.
对他的动作啊，或他讲话的方法 ，Hi, I'm Olaf， 就是跟真正的 Olaf 这样出现在你面前，所以他就说这个机器版的人版的这个雪宝呢，看起来是 remarkably, incredibly, incredibly realistic， 简直是非常的逼真啊
Super realistic.
没错。
Uber realistic. Uber, we do use Uber in English. It just
Okay.
means super, but it comes from German.
啊
But you could use it in English too if you want to be really cool. You can say, this lunch is uber delicious.
Uber
Uber. Okay, continuing, his body shimmers like real snow. So shimmers is like very bling bling, it's just a 发亮, right? It's kind of like do, 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 do. So just like he does, because it's like real snow, right? So it shimmers like real snow, and his carrot nose and twig-like arms are removable, just like a real snowman.
对，真的，所以大家都知道这个 snowman 呢有一些它的特征啦哈。第一个，因为它是雪做的，所以它的身体呢一定要真的像雪一样，阳光洒下来，它会叮铃铃铃铃，闪闪发光的感觉。所以这个 shimmer 就是只发出这种微亮的闪光啦哈。所以它第一个，它的身体呢一定要像真正的雪一样闪闪发光，而且呢，他还记得这个 Olaf 他的鼻子是胡萝卜做的，是 carrot 做的，不是一个粘上去的圆圆的鼻子。OK， 对，所以它的这个 carrot nose 呢，还有它的这个四肢呢是像 twig 就是树枝细细的那个细枝嘛，对不对？大家还记得，所以它像细枝般的那个手臂呢是可以动的，可以拆卸的哦，就是你可以把它拿下来，也可以把它装上去。因为 Olaf 常常会这样嘛，比如说他撞到什么东西，然后他可能鼻子就掉了，对，那你可以这样子真的就这样掉了，然后也可以把它装起来。
All right. He can also move his eyes and mouth to show emotions. Yeah, because when you're emoting or showing emotions, of course, you're using your facial expression.
没错。
Moving your mouth, moving your eyes. So that's cool.
没错，对，因为我们要表现我们的情绪的时候，你的眼睛啊、鼻子啊、嘴巴、整个脸啊，就刚刚老师讲的 facial expression 要非常的明显。所以呢，就是这个 Olaf 他也同时可以移动他的眼睛啦，好，那也可以他的嘴巴都可以动的，来表达出他的情感。
Now this part's really cool. Visitors can interact with him and even engage him in conversation.
Yeah.
So to interact with somebody just means that, you say something and then they say something back to you. Like interaction is just how two things come together and affect each other, right? Affect each other. And they can engage him in conversation. It just means you can have a conversation with him and he will be there listening and paying attention, and both of you could really have a conversation.
没错，所以这个句子呢，就是很 amazing 的地方了哈。
Magic.
就是呢，我们这些去参访的这个人呢，你可以真正跟 Olaf 来做 interact， 你可以跟他互动。各位还记得 Olaf 在 Frozen 里面有一个句子，他说 Hi, I'm Olaf and I like warm hugs， 所以你就可以抱他了。你或
Be
许可以
careful,
真的对，
you
但
might
是
knock off his nose
对
or his
你不要把
arms.
这些装掉，没关系啊，它是可以拆卸的，它是 removable，
没错
right？ OK， 好的。所以他这边就讲说，因为他的这一个互动，游客可以跟他互动，甚至你可以 engage him in conversation， 就是你可以 start a conversation with Olaf， 你可以跟他开始有对话。
Okay. Disney's goal is to make the technology invisible so visitors experience only the magic and joy of meeting their favorite snowman.
Yeah.
So to make you want to make it invisible, of course, you just don't want people to see that technology. You don't want it to look like technology. You want it to look like real life. And that's what they're creating and doing here at Disney.
没错。
That's so amazing.
对，所以为什么他要用 invisible 这个字，让你看不见？因为他就希望你看到好像真正的这样的一个人物角色出现在你面前，而不是让你感觉后面好像有机器在操控他，或者是怎么样的那个动作。对，好，所以呢，他就说 Disney 他的目标呢，就是要使得这个科技是隐形的、看不见的，所以就是可以让游客呢就可以体验到他们最喜欢的这个雪人，可以跟他见面的这种神奇感跟快乐。
Well, I think this introduction has been a little bit long because it is so interesting. And I think everybody loves Disney and the magic that Disney has given to all of us, right? And there is just one more step in the direction of making things even more magical for everybody.
那是真的。
Okay, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you for joining us, and we hope you have a magical day.
OK，拜拜。